I'm Rob Cesternino, and once again, we are back today on Valentine's Day to talk about the most interesting news stories of the week of Tuesday, February 14th, 2017, here on News AF.
If a story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, that's right. Happy Valentine's Day to all of News AF Planet. We are back once again to talk with you, and so excited to get into it. First, a man who is spending a romantic Valentine's Day in Hawaii and is in a car right now. Here is Tyson Apostle. Tyson, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. We are staying at this place currently on the Big Island, and it's like the landscaping is gorgeous. The location is amazing. We're overlooking this waterfall, but basically what they did is they converted like 3 or 4 houses into a hotel, but you don't get the whole house. You just get a bedroom in the house.
Wow.
But this wasn't like, I found this place on Orbitz. So it's like, it's classified as a hotel. Like I never would have known. So there's like a common area, like the kitchen and the living room and stuff. And all the bedrooms have bathrooms, or I think they do. But it's still weird. Like you go in the house and you just like walk back to your bedroom. And
you stumbled into maybe a cult.
Oh,
maybe there's like a bunch of like super old people. Like last night, there was 2 old people in the common room, and they didn't know each other. And one of them was talking about all the places she wanted to visit, and the other guy was telling her that he had worked all of those places. I went in at like
the guts to tell her you're probably not gonna have enough time to visit all those places.
I went in at 6 p.m. to get Birgit's bottle heated in the microwave, and they were talking about that. And then I went in again at like 10 p.m. to get a drink, and they were still talking about that. It was crazy because the first time she was like, I want to go see Victoria Falls in Africa. And he's like, I worked there for 3 days. And then like just on. And then when I walked back, she was like, I don't know if I should go to Peru or Argentina or what. And he's like, I worked there for like a few days. And then he went on again. I was like, I imagine the conversation all in between that was the same.
He sounds like one of those travel snobs.
Yeah,
people
and
who
she
go
was
on
too.
about Thai food from Thailand,
Mhm.
and they have to let you know, like he was doing. Oh, I've been there. Oh, it's not a real experience. I never went to McDonald's while I was there. We only visited the most, hole in the wall places.
I worked there, so I actually got like the real legit nitty gritty.
What was he doing? How was he working?
I don't know. I
Was he a
tried to
rent boy?
stay out of all the conversations.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to them.
No,
at
you
all.
don't. You don't want to open the door to a conversation with old people
Yeah.
you don't know.
So, and she was a travel snob too. She was like, all of my kids got to see every single state in the United States before they were 10.
Which means
And I
they
was
don't
like-
remember
Seems like a
any
waste.
of them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's an odd hotel, but it was we're out of here today. We're going to another island tonight.
Wow.
But now we're going
Are you
to
trying to take Bergen to every island before she's 10?
I think actually no, we'll be close though. Yeah, I am. That's my goal
Almost.
now. I didn't realize. Yeah.
I don't mean
got
just
2
in
more
Hawaii.
islands
I
after
mean
this.
like in the world.
Oh, in the world? Oh God. Yeah, we're gonna have we probably got like 10 more islands to do. Australia is an island even.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Well, Tyson, great to see you. First time I am
Yeah.
podcasting with somebody in a vehicle since I podcast with somebody who was going to a Lamborghini dealership to go buy a Lamborghini. So this is very
Not
exciting.
100% true.
What were you in a car another time?
Yeah, this exact time last year I did one from a car at
wow.
at our location.
Okay.
You know,
well,
Tyson's putting off a homeless guy vibe in that car.
Yeah, like this isn't my car. It was just unlocked and I needed a place to sleep.
To sleep
Yeah.
and go to the bathroom, and then you'll
Yeah,
move
and
on
have-
to another car
Have some
tomorrow.
sex with some other random dudes. Yeah.
Why
this
not?
Is the,
That's
this
what-
is-
Yeah, that's what unlocked cars are for.
yeah.
And also, let me introduce Danny. We haven't gotten to him yet. Please welcome a man whose motto is "Cash Me Inside." Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
Yes, and I'd also like to introduce myself. Tyson's the man who set the highest bar for Valentine's Day. I'm the man who set the lowest.
Yeah.
No, I
Yes.
set pretty low bars because by doing this, I am not obligated to do anything else.
Yeah, but that's a pretty high bar. Hawaii, Valentine's
Right.
Day. at a communist commune.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving to another island where we're going to be with Rachel's friends. So basically, it's going to be everybody staying up till 3 talking about stupid stuff and me going to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, feeling like you're way
Isn't that-
old.
Sounds like this podcast,
Yeah,
except that we do it early in the morning.
exactly.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Of course, it is Valentine's Day. It is also episode number 69 of News AF. So a lot of romance in the air.
In the air.
Yes.
What? Rob, we've reached that point.
We've reached that point that we're finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah.
This is romantic. It seems natural that this would happen on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Oh my God, Danny.
Tyson, we should have already reached and surpassed that point where we can sit in a room and not say anything, but know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the future.
we got a lot of feedback on last week's show where we talked about Cash Me Outside Girl.
Oh, wow.
People did not know a lot about her coming into that episode, but now I feel like that we got a lot of tweets from people, mentions on social media, people that are following this story closely. And there was a follow-up this past week when then she returned Cash Me Outside to the Dr. Phil show. Did you guys see any of the Cash Me Outside back on Dr. Phil?
I definitely read about this. Rob, you were prophetic.
Why? What did I say?
Well, you got onto the Cash Me Outside Girl train when nobody else was on it. You were kind of, you were pointing.
Lots of people were already on it.
Yeah, but she blew up. I mean, Rob was talking about her, and then she just blew up this last week. She went back on to Dr. Phil. We learned about her dad, who is, by the way, a sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just she was in the news like crazy. I kind of feel like Rob may have had a hand in that.
I don't know if I had a hand in it, but I felt like I did. I was sensing the growing tremors of I could see the hurricane that was coming.
Yeah.
Nice. Spidey sense.
Yeah.
He has a spidey sense.
Yeah.
For trashy news.
And so just long story short, she went back on Dr. Phil this week and basically told Dr. Phil, Tyson, that, hey, I made you. You were nothing before me.
Yes. Oh God, you can't write this stuff. Actually, she probably did have it written. Yeah. I mean, that's really great. But how did Dr. Phil react?
He said, thank you.
If she's a talk show kingmaker, that means we have to get her on this show.
Yeah, well, she would never come on this show, I don't think, at this point. The problem is that she's right. Like at this moment in time, she is hotter than Dr. Phil. But the problem is in 3 weeks, she won't be.
No,
this is the challenge for her, but I don't
She'll be
think
like
she
a
sees it that
spent
way.
uranium rod. We used it to get a little power, but now it's highly radioactive.
It's the same thing as Ken Bone, where there was 48 hours where Ken Bone was like on par with The Rock for like a day, and now
gone.
Gravity really taking hold.
Pregnancy porn will take you down.
Yeah. So, we'll follow that saga. I'm sure that there will be more stories coming. But let's get into our stories. And for Valentine's Day, unfortunately, we have a lot of adultery themed stories for our Valentine's Day show, Danny. I don't know why it worked out that way.
I think that everyone writing stories for Valentine's Day, in order to grab the interest of those out there, either have two choices: a love story or a breakup story.
Or the opposite.
Yes.
So that's why it's out there.
We have a lot of stories that would be good reason for somebody to bring a picture to Hooters sometime today with either a paper shredder or some sort of a lighter.
Hooters are shutting down nationwide, bro.
Well, they gotta hurry up. Hopefully this Valentine's Day stunt will work out.
I saw the Utah one closed. I saw there's one in California that closed.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
The one that I used to go to on Long Island, I did some research. Kelly Lynch, one of our listeners, sent me a article that it actually closed in 2012, so it's been gone for a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So this is a story that comes to us in France, where a man is suing Uber for revealing to his wife that he was having an affair. The man requested a car using his wife's phone, and the app continued to send her notifications about his whereabouts even after he logged out, allowing her to find out about the affair. And now he is suing Uber for damages caused by the divorce. Danny, does he have a case?
What a stereotype, a French man having an affair. No, he doesn't have a case. Come on, you use invisible ink and disappearing text messages when you're going to have an affair. You can't be using your wife's phone to facilitate a meetup. That's just bad. Come on.
Right. You're going to use your wife's phone to call an Uber to go have an affair.
Yeah.
Tyson, it doesn't add up.
Well, was it definitely her phone or just her Uber account? They might have been sharing an Uber account, but either way, you get your own Uber account or you go like old fashioned paperless trail means like a taxi.
Or a
taxi. Oh, yeah.
Or you use a carrier pigeon to fly to a taxi man.
Or get this. You really want to wow that lady? Private helicopter.
Yeah. But then you have the bank account.
Cash.
Okay, but where are you getting the cash? You can take that out of the bank, or you going to sell an organ?
You're saving it up.
Barter.
What you're doing is you're skimming off the top every single transaction. You skim to the dollar.
Wow, that's a long con to play on your wife.
It's a real long con. Took him 85 years to save up for that helicopter ride.
And by then, he couldn't even get an erection.
Yep.
Tyson, is it possible that this man was at a Super Bowl party and was so drunk that he blew into a bag of Tostitos that called an Uber from his wife's phone, and that's how he got busted? Should he be suing Tostitos as well?
And the Super Bowl?
The
I could see that, except for the French people don't recognize American football as a real sport because they wear pads.
Is that true?
That's the age-old argument. Rugby's harder than American football because American football, they wear pads like a bunch of pussies.
Oh, boy. They haven't seen any of these CTE documentaries, I guess.
Nope. Is that the one with Will Smith?
Yeah, I don't think that's a documentary either, but no. I've not seen it. I've not, that if you're going to get me to stay awake for a movie, I'm not sitting through a movie about CTE.
Yeah, I got a gripe with the accountant. I was hoping it was a bunch of crunching numbers, but it ended up being like this super spy dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have fallen for this Uber thing.
No, definitely not.
Probably not. Now,
super spies wouldn't fall for that.
Yeah, Uber has been the subject of so much bad publicity lately between the Uber ban and now this. Danny, do you think, is this another story just planted by the people over at Lyft?
Could be. Someone should start some car company called Discreet or whatever.
Discreet.
Yeah, right. And
Ashley Madison's new venture, maybe.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. This would be
so. This is something. So
Okay.
Ashley Madison is going to facilitate driving people back and forth to their hookups to cheat on their partners. Is that really the biggest problem here? Is getting a ride to your what's the right word?
Here's the thing. You can't
Mistress?
walk
Mistress.
to your liaison or whatever you would call it. You can't walk because people who see a person walking, especially around here, you look like a maniac. Like, why is that guy walking? How did he lose his license?
It's true, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, you can walk around a neighborhood, no problem.
Yeah,
but the second
beyond
you get
that-
out on a main road, you are like, there's the crazy guy. I saw him walking yesterday.
Yeah, and if you've got a bag in your hands, that takes a whole crazy up like 4 or 5 levels. Like, okay, the guy's walking. He seems to have a grocery bag, probably with the severed head of his wife as he's headed over to his mistress's house. So you can't walk. You have to have a car, and it has to be able to take you there discreetly.
I saw the craziest dude walking around, and he was smiling the entire time.
That's weird.
Totally weird, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, in France, walking is more accepted publicly, but public walking in America is frowned upon, at least in a lot of these areas.
So we're thinking Ashley Madison gets back into the game. They could do, some type of subscription service. And here's what they do. They drive around, drop you off from point to point. And so they do a bunch of car switches. So it's hard to follow.
Are you having an affair in the vehicle?
I guess you could.
As long as it's one of those vehicles you can hose out.
It's all rhino lined.
Yeah, it's all rhino lined.
Like a limo that's just completely rhino lined on the interior.
Yep. The employees get in there with the hose and just spray it all down.
Ashley Madison is the enterprise rent-a-car of affairs, will come and pick you up and take you to your pickup.
Exactly.
Okay. Look, there's been worse ideas.
Not many, but some.
There's been worse ideas on this show, even, I would venture to say.
Yeah, I definitely would say in terms of the ideas that we've talked about. So the problem here was also that the wife continued to receive notifications and updates from Uber. What updates was she getting on what else he was up to from Uber, Danny?
It's like
He's now parking it in the garage.
Yeah, I can't top that. Just I can't.
Okay, so be careful out there if you are planning an affair and going to rely on Uber to get you from place to place, from point A to point B. Okay, another story of somebody busted for cheating takes place. Aubra, one of our listeners, sent us a story about a man who was caught cheating after leaving a revealing comment on Burger King's Instagram page. Now, you knew he was asking for trouble when he was leaving negative feedback on Burger King's Instagram page. He was commenting on one of Burger King's photos. The man said it took his girl 20 minutes to order, but Whoppers were worth it, prompting his girlfriend to respond, "I don't recall going last night or ever liking Burger King. Who are you talking about?"
Sounds like a stunt.
You think this is a stunt from Burger King?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, who's following Burger King? Probably
people.
Way more people than that follow me. But still, it's like it's got the feeling of a stunt to draw attention to the fact that Burger King actually has an Instagram page, which until now I didn't know.
It could also be the two kids could have also stunted it, being like, we want to get some of that cash me outside money, you know?
Yeah.
Get on Dr. Phil.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways it could go, but it could be like, I mean, you'd both have to be following Burger King, which I guess if you're dating
what
someone,
are the odds of that?
Well, you're sitting in bed and you're like, hey, Burger King posted something fun. You're like, you follow Burger King? And you're like, yeah, you should. And then they're both on it. See, at that point, they're both on it. Or you can go and see what their recent activity is, which is probably a more likely scenario where the girl was like seeing recent activity from her boyfriend and just clicked on it or saw what was going on a little bit there.
Okay, let me tell you what happens. Let's say Liz and I are dating. She's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. She leaves her phone on the couch. I go through her Instagram. I look at her favorites or whatever, and I see she's following Burger King. When she comes out from the bathroom, I'm no longer there.
Yeah, you are gone.
I am gone.
Danny's a McDonald's man. He always has been. He always will be.
That's just a line I will not cross. I won't go to the dark Burger King side.
So you guys bring up some interesting points here on whether this story could be actual craptual. So now the key part of it for me is that if this was a Burger King planted story, is this negative feedback about Burger King enough to feel like that Burger King would not want this out there? My girl legit took 20 minutes ordering in the drive-thru last night. Those Whoppers were worth it, though. LOL. Is that anyway a negative comment about Burger King, Danny?
No.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's not, because she took 20 minutes. She
took 20 minutes. It's not that the Burger King took 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got it.
And he's saying it's all positive. It was worth it, regardless. And plus, it's happening right around Valentine's Day. It's got stunt written all over it. I mean, if we could go and follow these two people's accounts.
Okay, well, I have them open. Okay, the accounts are Jordan_Von Smith 86. His account is now private. He has 55 posts, 10 followers, and is following 148 people.
That has spam written all over it.
The woman in question, Shanley Rose, has 42 posts, 12 followers, and is following 65 people. Her account is also private.
Also a spam indication. So few pictures, so few followers. I have a hard... that makes me believe the story even less. The only thing that could have topped it is if you could have told me that there was some Russian writing in their profile.
Yeah.
Or a link.
And then the other person in this story is Kit Cass 01. That's the girl that he was allegedly with in this story. Let's see if that's the same thing. Kit Cass 01. Listen to this. 54 posts, 6 followers, following 91 people.
No way. Listen to those numbers. They're all way too similar. This is
No millennial has under 10 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that out of the people that are all following, because they're not following that many, they all randomly follow Burger King.
Burger King.
And
Well, they may not all randomly follow Bergen. The Tyson might have been on the case where the first guy wrote on Burger King's wall. Like if I was like on some like posting some inappropriate comment, like I get in trouble for just liking people's pictures on Instagram that my wife doesn't approve of. And then she's
Are
like,
they
"Oh,
mine?
I saw you
Are they
liked
my
her
pictures?
I saw you liked her picture on Instagram." So I don't think that they all have to be following, but the fact that they all follow a similar number of people, I think that maybe we may have just shined a light on a big thing that Burger King's trying to pull over on the general public.
Some potential craptual news, bro.
Yes, this could be fake news.
Well, if we want to, maybe repair some of the damage done to Burger King's status here. We did also did you see the news about the adult meals?
Adult meals? No.
From Burger King. We got an email about it, and we got Twitter about it recently. Okay. So right. Burger King for Valentine's Day is doing adult meals that come in like a Happy Meal box, and they very interesting. Let me scroll down here. Here we go.
Why, do they have an adult toy?
Burger King, yes, they do. Burger King Israel offering adult-only combo meals on Valentine's Day. So it's only in Israel.
Okay.
And it looks like a pretty sexy box. It's like mostly black with like a red heart on it. And it includes 2 Whoppers, 2 packs of fries, 2 beers, a romantic adult toy inside. Yeah. But it doesn't say what the toy is, but when you scroll down, it says there's the advertisement here, and the adult toys, like one of them is like eye mask, one of them is like a French tickler, and one of them is a head massager.
Yeah, so it's very much like a this is like 2 shades of gray. You got a blindfold, a feather duster, and like a little thing to tickle you with. I mean, Danny, not for anything. I mean, is sex on anybody's mind after 2 Whoppers, 2 large fries, and some soda?
That's why you need the beer. Also, a lot of adult toys are more terrifying than sexy. So you got to be careful when choosing what toys to give with that meal.
But we're also talking about Israel. Is Israel like the most sexually advanced country in the world?
I'm not sure.
These toys might be blowing their minds right now.
It's a fair question. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the sex novelty scene in Israel.
Yeah.
So who knew? But interesting. But I'm really down on Burger King after the suspicions that we have about this fake story.
Wow.
Shame.
Yeah, that is a shame. So you're not going to get this. You're not going to get to Israel today.
Yeah, the photos I also think are very, like, if you take a look at Shanley Rose, Kit Cass 01, and also Jordan _ Von Smith 86, they all end with a number. And I think that especially the women, their pictures look very stock photo-y. Yeah,
it's all just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. And not the the good kind of smoke that we use to make a Western Whopper, Danny.
Or the mirrors you use to snort coke off of.
Okay, well, save that for when we get to another story later on.
Okay.
Let's talk about
they still make the Western Whopper?
I think sometimes.
Okay. Well, we should go get it sometime. Okay. Next.
Sure. Save it for the guys' trip. All right. A man in Washington was arrested this week after he was, quote unquote, accidentally texting his boss for help to kill his wife. The text read, "Hey, Shane, how's it going? You remember when you said that you would help me kill my wife? I'm going to take you up on that offer."
Oh, I love how polite he is. "Hey, Shane, how's it going?" Like, yes. "Hey, buddy."
He has to open.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say, "Life insurance worth $1 million, And if you want a bonus, you can kill the woman's 4-year-old daughter. Her insurance is $500,000 if you make it look like a robbery gone wrong or make it look like an accident. She works at Walmart and gets off at 11. I'll split everything with the insurance 50-50.
I just turned real dark.
Yeah.
That turned real dark, dude.
Yes.
This is the crazy part is like it was all fine until he ordered a hit on the daughter too. And
I don't know if it was fine, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, also on top of that, who's working at Walmart that has $1 million policy? Everybody? Is that like one of the perks of being at Walmart?
Yeah, we'll pay you $1.50 an hour, but we'll help
when you
cover
die, you're a significant
that
loved
sounds
one.
like that is, her own insurance policy.
We don't hear a lot about successful hits. We hear a lot about.
You don't know that they're hits if they're a successful hit.
Yeah, that's probably true. But you hear a lot of unsuccessful hits where either they've gone to a cop to ask for a hit, or it's like you got to be careful who you're approaching about hitting other people, especially when you're texting them back.
Yeah, it is true, but it's the same thing, Danny. It's like with the whole kids with guns at their homes. Like you hear all the bad stories, but you don't hear all the times like the kids had a great time pretending like they were a cowboy and then they put the gun away responsibly and nobody got hurt.
Yeah, I bet
that's not a news story.
A lot of the people who have carried out successful hits, when you see a story like this, they want to come out and say, "Hey, I've actually done it successfully now for 20 years."
12 times in 2 years.
The best part is how he uses the name of the hitman. Hey, Shane.
Well, okay, so there's some other intrigue with this. So he sent this message to the wrong person. He sent this message to his former boss.
Yeah.
And not actually to a person named Shane. He's claiming that Shane was not a real person and he wasn't actually attempting to hire anybody. He was just venting. So Shane is like this guy's own personal Tyler Durden that he is just like venting to about ideas that he's not actually going to do, Tyson.
And when you say former boss, only in the sense that after the boss received these texts, the man got fired.
I sense that this guy was probably unemployable before this.
Oh, you think so? I thought that there was somewhere in the story that he got fired after the fact, but
no, he had been out of work for a while, and that contributes to financial.
If you're sending these kind of messages to your ex-boss, imagine what he's writing down on his resume.
How does he know two people named Shane that's spelled Shayne?
He's from a rural town in Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, should we be on the lookout for this guy Shane who is telling people that he'll help kill their wife?
Yeah, well, yeah, especially
not for just for this guy should be behind bars.
Yeah. Well, does it say anything in the article about them pursuing Shane?
No, this thing that Shane is not a real person. I guess you don't want to get on Shane's bad side since he's willing to, kill people willy-nilly.
Oh yeah, the Trump administration does not want to get on his bad side.
Should we be talking about it right now? I feel like maybe we shouldn't be talking.
We haven't said anything negative about Shane other than his name is kind of weird.
No, Shane is the man.
He's great.
This guy is an idiot for trying to get Shane in trouble.
Yeah. Shane's our boy.
Yeah. Not my boy. He's willing to take a hit out on a kid.
But he's a solid guy. Yeah, we're not like trying to find him or anything, but
let's just live and let die.
Yeah, like game respect game, right?
He must be a friendly guy because if you're gonna write a text to your hitman, he's got to be a pretty nice hitman to write, "Hey Shane, how's it going?" Like you're genuinely interested in how's your day going, and he's probably like pretty good right now.
You're friends with him, so you feel you don't need to get right down to brass tacks. You got to do some relationship building first.
But you don't want to be impolite. You want Shane to text back and be like, "Well, I've currently got some plastic laid out on the floor. I'm in the middle of a job. I'll write you back when I'm done." I mean, do you really want that return text from him?
Yeah, sure. It's just an episode of Dexter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Dexter was more of a lone wolf, though. He didn't need to bring in any friends.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see a lot of Dexters, but I remember the plastic part.
Sure. So that man is being still held. I believe that he is waiting for bail. Was it? Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this guy.
So is his wife still with him?
Yeah.
Seems like no, it's not going well.
Here's the problem with people like this. You can't let him out.
Mhm.
I mean, because now he's even more angry at his wife. Even though she wasn't the one that busted him, now he knows that she knows. It's like, what do you do with a guy like this? First of all, you don't let him buy any plastic from Home Depot.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a red flag. But I mean, it's like, what do you do? How do you keep this guy away from his wife?
Here's what the wife does. The wife immediately changes her life insurance policy to someone else, not to this guy.
Dang.
Put it out of his hands completely. Because essentially, like I'm assuming this woman, what she wants is she wants her child to have the $1 million, but a child can't get the $1 million from an insurance company until they're 18.
Right.
Or give the $1 million to a cat.
Give the $1 million to, so you can give it to like a sibling or something that you trust to like take care of your child or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can go, but I think the first thing she needs to do is take the bounty off her head, so to speak.
Yeah. Just to update the bail. So the irony is his bail is now set at $1 million. So if
oh my God, he could use that money. He could use that money more than ever now.
Yeah. If he only could get $1 million, then he could get out of jail.
Oh, dude, I bet he's regretting not being able to at least pull this off. Because even if he was still arrested for it and all, he might have had $1 million.
Yeah. It's a real gift of the Magi type situation where it's like that, his wife is worth $1 million, but now he's in jail with bail set for $1 million. If he could just get out of jail and kill his wife, he could get the $1 million, get out of the jail. The irony.
Never-ending circle, yeah.
Okay. This is a crazy Valentine's Day story to talk about, and this was sent to us by Karen, who sent us a story of two British athletes who are competing on a reality show called The Jump, in which celebrities compete in winter sports. And they made headlines this week when they claimed that their hotel room during filming was being haunted by a sex ghost, Danny.
Also known as an incubus.
An incubus. Wow.
Back
we learned
in the
that
day,
from Nathan for you.
Yeah, well, I learned it before then when I looked up the name of the band. But back in the day, women used to claim their pregnancies on an incubus, which is a spirit that would come in and impregnate them in the night. Instead of the more obvious alternative, which was their boyfriend.
Oh, I always say it's Immaculate Conception, probably.
Right.
Well, you could do that now. If you go to Starbucks, you get you can kind of get a needle and jam it up there. But yeah, this sounds horrifying. It says they were filming. So, I mean, is this a new type of porn?
Oh, so they were filming in the room when the sex ghost showed up?
That's what it sounds like. They claim that during the filming. Well, I'm reading the synopsis here.
During the filming, I thought that meant like when they're taping the reality show and then they go back to their room at night. I don't know if they were filming in the room.
Well, I bet you producers
had cameras in the room.
Well, now they're going to put them in the room. The producers, I mean, that's a hit.
If they were just filming, it depends on the style of show. Like if it was a competition show where everybody's kind of living together, but it sounds like it was more on location and they probably weren't filming in the rooms.
So one of the female athletes, she had to change room after being violated by this ghost. Two other contestants confirmed her story, agreeing that she had in fact been penetrated by a paranormal spirit. Well, how do they know?
They just sat there and watched?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Danny, what are you laughing at? You got a joke in your head. Let's hear it.
No, I mean, there's so much I don't understand about this story. I guess I'm laughing at my own ignorance, but really, if you're a producer of this show, what's more interesting, whatever stupid sport they're participating in, or trying now to capture the first ghost and mortal sex scene ever? I mean, this is like the movie Ghost.
So again, this is from this article. This is that another person who was on the show, Emma Parker Bowles, which is the Duchess of Cornwall's niece.
Balls?
She did claim that the woman, Kadena Cox, was penetrated. She says that she had a ghost going in and out of her. She had a sleep thing. She wishes it were a person. it was going in and out. So I guess that she did not seem to mind, other than the fact that this was a ghost, Tyson.
I don't know, man.
We are not equipped to handle. I mean, what kind of?
She just wish it. Yeah, we're not the
Ghost
Ghostbusters here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a great transition to a similar story. Another famous account that had been given to a prominent member of the media. That in this Huffington Post story, they linked to an interview that Larry King conducted with Bobby Brown, who also said that he too had a sexual encounter with a ghost. I want to play you some of that interview. This is Larry King talking to Bobby Brown about the time that he had sex with a ghost.
They tell me this is true.
And this, not Whitney Houston, okay?
Okay.
It's hard to ask it. About you having sex with a ghost?
Oh boy, yeah. But this was at a time when I was filming Ghostbusters.
Hold on. So he was filming Ghostbusters, and that was when he had sex with a ghost, Tyson?
Well, they probably go to haunted spots to film. Wasn't the library in the opening scene like a legit haunted spot?
Oh, so it was one of the extras?
Yeah, it could have been one of the extras they hired.
So Slimer penetrated Bobby Brown. Isn't that his name?
Ghostbusters.
You were in the original?
I had a small part in
I was
part
in the
two.
original.
Larry King really trying to, name drop that he was in the first Ghostbusters movie for like 10 seconds.
Oh, part two.
Part two, and I played the doorman of the mayor. And but I bought this house in Atlanta, Georgia, which was owned by who they say the porn king was.
Porn king of Atlanta.
Makes
Bobby
sense.
Brown has his house now.
Larry Flint?
Who sold it to the waterbed king. And it was just a spooky,
Changing hands and a lot of royalty.
really spooky house. And yeah, I actually woke up into some would call, I guess, a wet dream, but it was, it was
On a girl.
I really saw someone.
Was it a ghost or like a person?
It was a ghostly person.
A succubus for a guy.
Yes. Well, I had no choice. I was
She-
mounted.
Oh, she mounted.
Yes, and it was,
Well, now wait a minute. After this occurred, Bobby,
yeah.
did you say something's crazy going on?
I didn't like that house anymore.
I would. He doesn't like the house anymore.
Oh. Okay, two threads that are similar in both these stories. Both involve royalty.
Mm-hmm.
The match,
Yeah.
the waterbed king, the porn king, and then the Duchess of Cornballs.
Yeah.
And Larry King.
Larry King. There's a lot of royalty. I guess the moral here is just to stay away.
Oh, a good thing I have no royal blood inside me.
The
Mhm.
picture behind you, Rob, is very. I'd like to know
The
where you
ghost
got
one.
that. Did you do a Google image search for ghost?
Ghost
coital
sex, Danny.
relationship.
Yes. But Tyson, how about this? I mean, this is a huge story. Bobby Brown was violated by a ghost.
This explains so much about him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like also Bobby Brown, this could be a thing for him to be like, no, honey, it was a ghost and I didn't have a say in it. And that was a ghost that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was asleep and that was a ghost. Like, I feel like the Whopper guy could have easily been like, honey, I guess I went to Burger King with like a ghost lady.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you can use the ghost thing now if people
Ghost
believe.
defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ghost defense.
Which, by the way, is a defense that people used back in the Middle Ages. So we're reverting back to a defense where they got the term incubus.
Right.
I was penetrated by a ghost. That's how I got pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to then when these kids are like talking on Snapchat and then they break up with each other. Then they just go off with somebody else. They're ghosting. They're going to go, now I'm not seeing you anymore. Now I'm in a relationship
ghost.
with this ghost.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I have yet to see a ghost, but Danny, is there anything that you think you could do to lure a ghost into you while you're sleeping? And
Yeah, Danny, would you have a romantic relationship with a ghost?
and whose ghost would it have to be?
Guys, you can't just hurl these questions at me. I need
Is
time
that
to think.
cheating? Is that cheating?
No,
Tony
on it with
Braxton?
ghosts?
Would it be Tony Braxton?
No, but
He's
I
alive.
don't. It
Oh.
doesn't. Yeah, they have to be a ghost. First of all, that is the first rule. They cannot have flesh and bone. They, they have to be. I never thought when I woke up today I'd be hearing about ghosts penetrating humans, and not just one story, but two stories
Yeah.
about this.
And
I don't know
like
how to
a real
handle it.
legit account on a radio show
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Bobby Brown.
These are people willing to go on television and say that they've had sexual relations with a ghost.
Mhm.
I didn't expect that today. I'm not prepared mentally to handle these types of questions.
Violated.
Now, is it cheating? Like, if you are in a committed monogamous relationship, but a ghost has sex with you, is that a violation? Have you committed adultery?
No,
both
these
cases-
accounts sound like rape.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah, 'cause
consensual.
Well, this ghost story, this does sound like a little bit of the monogamy loophole, Tyson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We found a loophole, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Well, the ghost found a hole.
So I may talk if my wife and I can move into a haunted house.
Yeah. Then it will even be more plausible.
Yeah.
I guess that's step one.
Ghost orgy. I see a lot of ghost orgies on the horizon for you, Rob. A lot of ghost orgies.
So what do? You just like put on a sexy outfit and go to a haunted house or like a graveyard or something like that?
Yeah, I think you have to slather your body in salamis.
Here's the thing with a ghost. I feel like if you have a relationship with a ghost, that's going to be the most open relationship because the ghost sees you do everything because he's probably watching you all day long going
Yeah, he's like,
poo,
God.
and like he sees everything that you do
And
so-
still wants you.
and still wants
That's
you. I mean,
true love.
That is true love right there. This is the purest form of love other than the rape. It's the purest form of love.
Where the ghost can watch
Yeah.
you poo and still be like, I'm going to tap that later while they are unsuspecting.
But nobody is saying like this was that bad of an experience. Like, nobody is like talking about like I was terrified. This was they're like sort of like, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it happened.
Yeah. It's like they were on maybe something else, like some type of mind altering. Like
Mhm.
Bobby Brown's is really just like, yeah, I didn't like that house very much after that.
Yeah. Here's what the rest of what Bobby Brown had to say.
At all.
Did you leave soon after?
I did leave soon after that.
You ever find out who the ghost was?
No, I did not.
Ever had another ghost in your life?
No more ghosts. No more ghosts.
But that had to be an amazing
Oh
experience.
my God! And it wasn't. I don't want to say it wasn't a dream, but it felt real as we are sitting here.
Like he doesn't seem like this was that terrible of an experience.
No. I just wonder how the ghosts handle the lewds because they don't have a physical form. So how are they slipping these drugs into these people's drinks?
Well, according to Bobby Brown, he told 2020 about this experience, and he says, "I wasn't high, I was not tripping."
Wow.
Okay. Also, Kesha in 2012 told Ryan Seacrest her song "Supernatural" was inspired by a sexual encounter she had with a male ghost.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how come all these celebrities are having these cool encounters? with
Maybe
these
ghosts only want to have sex with famous people.
I'm just hoping this doesn't result in a bunch of pervs.
I'm
putting
verified on Twitter.
Yeah, how famous do we have to be? Did you know that only 99% of tweeters are verified on Twitter?
I think it's only 97%, to be fair, Tyson.
Okay. I was just looking down my feed last night and I was like, there's more people verified on here now than not.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
All right. Let's talk about a story close to Danny's heart. And this is the story sent to us by Patrick Hagan. A man in Spain this week was surprised to find about $13,000 worth of cocaine in a box of Nesquik. The man bought the chocolate powder at the supermarket and became suspicious when the lid was partially opened. The man was still able to use the powder as it was mixed with the chocolate rather than in addition to. But after discovering the mistake, he's now suing the supermarket for moral damage.
What?
Boy, what a rush that must have been, Danny.
Yeah. I bet his podcast was on fire.
Lit.
Oh, how would it be to find out that you've accidentally consumed illegal drugs?
You're staring up
broken the
as
word
you're
of
going
wisdom.
along. Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's like if I see a container that's partially opened, I don't consume it. I throw it away, or my
Yeah,
wife
or
takes it
return it.
back or return it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't put 2 tablespoons of cocaine in your milk to get the day started.
How is he still alive?
And how is this? What is somebody just like? I got an extra 13 grand. Let's do a hilarious joke. We'll buy cocaine and then we'll put it into some Nesquik in the supermarket.
Is
I feel
it
like maybe
possible
he
that
did it to himself?
Yeah.
that's interesting? That I feel like that maybe it was the kind of thing where somebody was smuggling cocaine in a Nesquik container and then forgot one.
Like
Nope.
one of the supermarket employees was using it to, swap in the back storage room, and then someone
Because it was mixed with the chocolate powder, so it's tainted. It's ruined. You can't do anything with it at that point.
Yeah, maybe they can sort it out. Maybe it makes delicious warm drinks. Maybe
Mm.
that's a new way of cutting. Remember, we did that article about how chocolate was being snorted at parties pure.
Oh, you think that this is a new drug?
Yeah, this could just be the new tasty drug.
Yeah. So do you think that maybe they were just trying to make the cocaine go further, where they were just like selling people? There was like a little bit of cocaine, but then like a lot of Nestle Quick that they were selling to people.
Yeah,
it's like,
normally they cut it with like
Coca-Cola.
baking soda, or whatever it is. Now they cut it with chocolate. That's way better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes,
that
they've
is
improved
better.
the product.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe it took him this long to come up with this.
Yeah. So yeah, the man is suing the supermarket. Are they the people that you think are the most culpable here, Tyson?
No, maybe not necessarily. I feel like, but yeah, well, no, because the seal was broken. There's usually disclaimers on there that say if the seal is broken, do not use.
Yeah.
He's at fault himself.
If anything, he should be sending the supermarket a thank you note for a great night out.
And $13,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that the person should get a lifetime supply of Quick, Danny?
No. He already got his prize.
His
In
quid.
the box.
Yeah. How did they also know that it was $13,000 worth of coke in there?
I mean, I think that they have experts.
Counting grain by grain.
How much cocaine's in there, Bob? Looks like about, I don't know, $13,000. Okay, write that down on the form.
Write that down. Oh, man.
Do you think this guy got high on cocaine and then draped
Had sex with a
himself?
ghost?
Well,
No.
draped himself in a white blanket and cut a little hole out for his wong, and they were just
And then-
running around.
Went to
Or
Bobby
went-
Brown's house.
Yeah, went to Bobby Brown's house. Stopped at Bobby Brown, Kesha, and Duchess of Kraken Balls or whatever the other lady's name is.
Kraken Balls.
I don't know. What was her
Duchess of
name?
Kraken.
Yeah,
Well, I like
Emma Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Cornwall.
Cornwall.
Kraken balls way better.
Yeah. So interesting. All right, and then one other story to talk about. This is from a story sent to us by John Johnson about a Britney Spears superfan has reportedly spent $80,000 over 90 cosmetic surgeries to look like Britney Spears. The man claims he's been obsessed with Britney since he was 17 and performs to her music at nightclubs, so the surgeries could be used to improve his shows. Now, yeah, Danny, what's the best way to support a female musical artist that you support? Do you get plastic surgeries to look like them, or should you go with the bathroom mosaic tile a la Mandy Moore?
Or do you, with that 80,000, do you pay an engineer to develop the Britney bot?
Oh, to turn into
Remember
to build
this
a bot.
Yeah, the ScarJo bot only costs $50,000. Imagine what $80,000 gets you in a Britney Spears robot.
Regular length arms.
Yeah. So here's my question.
Legs.
So that this person, they say that that he has met her a couple times and he even performs in nightclubs to her music. Like, does he go out and do like is this like a drag impersonation of Britney Spears, or does he just go to nightclubs and dance to Britney Spears song and he's not like a paid performer?
He probably goes to karaoke night at every single club he can go to and sings only Britney Spears till they ask him to leave.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
and then off the net.
I watched a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, and there was a guy who was like a professional Britney Spears impersonator. But I don't know if that's what this person is going. It seems like he wants to turn into Britney Spears. He's not doing like a Britney Spears impersonation.
Well, I wonder if he has a basement with a hole in it, and if he dances around with his weenie tucked between his legs and sings Britney Spears songs. Because it sounds almost like he's got a problem that needs some help. Because $80,000 and changing yourself to
but
look
it's a write-off. It's his job to go around to all those karaoke nights.
Yeah, well, let's hope they don't look into it and find out like it's your job. Well, we've sent someone to follow you around, and all you're doing is going to clubs with karaoke night and singing her songs.
Actually, and you have to branch out further and further of a radius because you're getting lifetime bans at a lot of these places.
A part of me is glad that someone can like something so much that they're willing to do all this work for it, right? I'd never do that. But another part of me thinks that his family should probably stage an intervention and say $80,000 is enough.
90, I think, right?
Yeah,
it's
80, like
only 80. I'm sorry, only 80.
It's 90 by now, bro.
By now,
probably.
So it's 80,000 and 90 cosmetic procedures. That seems like a good deal, though. 90 cosmetic procedures for only $80,000.
Yeah, that's like $9,000 a procedure.
Yeah, well, maybe he's starting to go to Mexico to get those procedures.
It's like $900 a procedure.
Yeah, you get cement
$900
Yeah. So
procedure.
Now, of course, we remember the guy who spent $100,000 to look like Justin Bieber, and of course, that story had a sad ending to it, as that person was found dead.
Then we have Ken Doll and Barbie. There's multiple people who are trying to Ken Doll guy was just in the news because he's had so many surgeries. He has a huge cyst growing on the back of his ear that looks disgusting. I'm sure Ken the doll didn't have that.
Does he have a round front on him now? Like, did he get his genitals removed and stuff to have the...
That is a good question, because to be legitimate, you have to have the smoothie up front.
Yeah.
Could you just put on some sort of a trunk set? Yeah.
I mean, you could if you didn't want to be legit.
Yeah. But if you're willing to go through all the pain and suffering that he does to look like Ken Doll, I mean, you got to think that he's turned that into a smoothie.
Yeah. Have we talked about the Ken Doll guy on this show?
Never.
No, I don't think so.
He's in the news quite often, so he's managed to stay relevant.
I think we've talked about the Barbie one. We've definitely talked about the Justin Bieber one. It's a shame Justin Bieber one's gone, because what if the Britney Spears one and the Justin Bieber one went to the same karaoke nights?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say he had a baby. And I was going to say, I don't even know if that's possible anymore.
Have you seen the movie Junior?
Not recently.
No.
Maybe we could start a consulting business. Are you interested in becoming a super fan? And we help match up their face with the face of an artist most like them, and then they have to do a little surgery.
Okay,
got it. So
exactly.
Then instead of 90 surgeries, you're only ending up doing like 6.
Right. So we have somebody come in and they say, oh, I'm such a big Christina Aguilera fan. I want to have surgeries to look like her. And we sort of like, you're more of a Steven Tyler.
Yeah, you don't want to you don't want a Buscemi asking to become more like an Alba.
Yeah, you want them to be the Buscemi.
Yeah, you're like, dude, no, not enough money in the world to turn a Buscemi into an Alba. You're just gonna have to
Buscemi, or you can be Ron Howard's brother.
You're 30 operations away from a Clint Howard.
We can give them
You're 100 operations away from this person, but we think that with just 30. You could be the new Clint Howard.
That's actually a great way to price it out. Or to state it. Yeah, you're 10 operations from a Buscemi.
How many operations am I away from Owen Wilson, and how many operations am I away from Matthew McConaughey in that AIDS movie?
Oh, Tyson, you're 5 steps from Wilson. You're 150 from McConaughey.
From McConaughey when he was in the AIDS movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it a better way to go? I mean, should you go with a celebrity who's no longer around, and then should somebody try to, get surgery to look like a star that we have lost, so that we can feel like that star is still with us? I mean, should somebody be going for the David Bowie, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of musicians kind of do. They all wish they were Bowie. But another option out there is there are people. There's a group of people who like to wear full-on latex skin suits to transform themselves into women. And I wonder if you could get one of those the makers of those suits, one of them to make you a Britney Spears suit that you then put on and
Put on a
scare the
Britney
living
Spears
shit
suit.
out of everyone who comes across you on the street.
Okay.
So you're saying
I'm
go with the old skin suit.
Yeah, the skin suit, which if you look up, they're terrifying, but it might be a cheaper way to go. I think they cost like $6,000 or $7,000. But
Yeah.
Oh,
that
you're
would
not
way
saying
cheap.
like a real legit human skin suit.
No.
Yeah.
These are like latex suits that people put on their entire body so they can become women. Yeah, you could get one that looks like a Britney Spears.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. I did a quick Google search. Seems like
Do not do it.
Yeah.
I watched the
seems like-
documentary on it.
Yeah.
I was
Seems
right.
like you're already in trouble with Nicole for just having that in your.
Oh,
Did you
please.
do an
My
incognito tab
Tyson.
at least.
My wife has been under the weather for over a week. That I'm in trouble for. That I walk in the room and I'm the public enemy number one. This is
Wow.
yeah. It could not be worse at my house right now.
well.
What's
Clear
she
your
sick
browser
with?
history.
She has sinus infection, and again, I'm very sympathetic. But I even like if I say that I get in trouble for my tone is wrong of like I say honey, is there anything that I can do for you? She yells at me for that.
Wow.
So
Oh.
it's
You're living in
really
like
it's
a
a real no-win situation.
Yeah. That's
What do you
terrifying.
I'm gonna wear what people think I'm lying. I'm gonna wear a wire later on.
No, she catches you with the wire. Think of the repercussions.
No, it'll be worth it.
I've seen enough
It'll be
mob
worth it, 'cause
movies.
I don't
to
like
know.
being called a
Oh my
liar,
God.
Danny. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you get caught, is she going to cut you into a bunch of little pieces and flush you down the toilet one by one?
Yeah, but you guys don't know what happened.
Yeah, Donnie Brasco.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll know.
She's also the
We know.
beneficiary of my life insurance policy.
You should.
Oh my gosh, get that switched immediately.
I
Yeah.
gotta see if she's texting Shane.
If you switch that to me, I promise to take care of your kids and use that money for their well-being.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a good deal.
I'll do that with anybody. Any listeners out there, make me the beneficiary of your life insurance, and I will make sure your kids are taken care of.
Give Tyson power of attorney. He'll make sure everything works out
Yeah.
great. For
All right,
himself.
Danny. What's going on in your bolt hole?
Guys, welcome to the bolt hole. I've
Yeah,
got a
here
good
we are.
story. We've come full circle with the mugshot guy.
Mugshot guy.
Yeah, he just walked the catwalk at New York Fashion Week.
Okay, hot. This is
Wow.
hot mugshot guy.
Yeah, it took how many years? Let's see, for him to peak. We're looking at what, a year or two?
Yeah. So he's gone from the perp walk to the catwalk.
Yep, 2014.
Wow.
So in 3 years,
He's doing his little turn on the catwalk.
yeah, yes, he is. And guys, he looks
what I
he
mean?
looks great. And guess what? Even Kylie Jenner and Madonna were there to witness his transformation, like a beautiful butterfly emerging from its cocoon or prison, however you want to say.
Did Madonna give him a Kabbalah bracelet?
She tried to adopt him,
Yeah.
but he was too old to be adopted. And she was
Okay. So Tyson, let me ask you: is hot mugshot guy that hot when he's not in a mugshot?
No.
I mean,
He's
I think
not.
he's
I
kind
don't-
of an average male model guy.
It's the eyes, guys.
The hottest he ever looked. The hottest he ever looked was that mugshot.
Right. I mean, he looks hot for a mugshot, but I feel like that I think that he's like a needle in a stack of needles at Fashion Week, Danny.
Yeah, you're right. Like maybe he should stay in prison where he's the prettiest boy there.
Yeah, if he wants
Not
to
everybody-
if he wants to be the belle of the ball,
The belle
he's
of the
got to
ball.
stay in prison. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're unique. You come out to New York. I mean, your specialness is lost.
Yeah. So
Good
I don't
point.
know what he can do. I mean, I think that he's probably going to be prone to go and be with all of the other models, but I feel like that he's not going to stand out as much anymore.
Yeah, he should have just stayed in prison. Like Tyson said, everybody wanted a piece of him in prison. It's like now who's going to get? He's going to get like what designer? Walmart? It's hard to say because he just doesn't stand out.
Yeah. Tyson, what do you think about if he beats up some of the other models?
Oh, yeah. Good strategy.
How angry is he?
Hmm.
He looks
Probably
angry
not
all the
that
time.
pissed, considering that he has a mansion and seemingly lots of women.
I
Mhm.
don't think he has a mansion. I think that's fake.
That's
The fake
okay.
mansion?
It's fake mansions are real mansions if you're the person taking a picture next to the fake mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a real mansion, but it's like all the guys that post pictures of themselves with Lamborghinis on Instagram probably don't own those Lamborghinis.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
I actually found a meme. I Googled this guy, found a meme, and it said living proof that sometimes you just take a good picture. And there's here he is with a worse picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's handsome enough, but yeah, he's not like his whole thing, the whole mystique and intrigue was the mugshot.
Yeah. Whatever happened to hot grandpa? I feel like that guy we never hear about that guy anymore.
Well, I
He's
think
dead.
that well, he was a homophobe, so I think that once you get labeled that, you're done. He's not going to get asked to go to New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, why doesn't he go to Fashion Week?
Oh yeah, Mr. Steal Your Grandma.
Mr. Steal Your Grandma.
Yeah, that's a good.
At it?
I haven't seen anything
we will have to
recently.
wait until he makes the news. Maybe he'll end up
I'm
on
looking
Dr.
his
Phil.
Instagram if he's done anything new. Let's see. It seems like he's still going. He's on Instagram still. He's Irvin Randall is his name.
He doesn't have a lot of time. He's got to get out there right now. Strike while the iron's cooling down.
He went to the Super Bowl. He was there at the Super Bowl.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. One last story.
Okay.
This is one that it's relevant. We've talked about death. We've talked about succubuses and incubuses, and I think that we may have found the perfect candidate for a succubus. This is one of the most scathing obituaries ever written. Did you guys see this in the news?
Scathing obituary?
Yes. So it starts off saying that this man who died at the age of 75 lived 29 years longer than expected and much longer than he deserved. Let me keep reading it. He leaves behind 2 relieved children, a son and daughter, along with 6 grandchildren and countless other victims, including an ex-wife, relatives, friends, neighbors, doctors, nurses, and random strangers. He did not contribute to society or serve his community, and he possessed no redeeming qualities besides quick-witted sarcasm, which was amusing during his sober days. With Leslie's passing, he will be missed only for what he never did, being a loving husband, father, and good friend. So,
Tyson, you like that?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, was it a joke? Was he in on it?
No, here's the end. Let me read the last line. Leslie's passing proves that evil does in fact die, and hopefully marks a time of healing and safety for all.
Wow.
Evil does die.
Yeah. They have some healing to do for sure.
This is why you need to come back as a ghost, because a ghost can defend himself.
As a incubus or just a regular ghost?
Goes if doing is go over to Bobby's Brown's house, redeem his reputation.
Sexually redeem his reputation with Bobby Brown.
I think the ghost is getting Danny.
Incubus time for Danny.
Just one other thing on Mr. Steal Your Grandma that I see a picture on his Instagram where he is hanging out with Celebrity Apprentice alum Portia Williams. So there's a crossover into the RAJP world at Portia for real. So it's all happening. Maybe if there ever is another Celebrity Apprentice, maybe Mr. Steal Your Grandma could be one of the people on it.
And Mr. Steal Your Grandma is the kind of guy you want to die because I bet he'd be a gentle ghost lover.
Oh yeah, well, there'd be a lot of ladies swooning if
line up.
Yeah.
Line up at the Porn King Mattress King mansion.
All the haunted houses would be going up in value at that point. Okay.
You wake up.
Waterbed King.
Waterbed King.
Remember waterbeds, guys?
Yeah.
They were so stupid.
Do we have a hashtag for today? We talked about a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, almost too much crazy stuff.
Is it ghost sex?
No,
Yeah, I think-
no. That, I don't
No?
want to even know if that'll turn up.
No, yeah, we don't know.
What about-
It's-
What about we get Bobby Brown in on it? Hashtag Bobby Brown ghost sex.
Bobby Brown ghost sex?
Bobby Brown was
Then it-
raped by a ghost.
No, no, let's look at he seemed to not use the R word. He didn't throw that around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it didn't sound consensual.
Well,
I don't
I
know.
guess he didn't say no when he woke up.
yeah.
If he had woken up, if he had come to, and
He
been
didn't
like,
he didn't like come out and say that this was like something. If it was some sort of violation, you think that he would have come out and like made like some big proclamation like, hey, this is happening, people need to know about this.
Yeah.
Don't stay in haunted houses, tell all of your friends.
50% of all Albin sales are from now on going to victims of ghost rape.
Yeah, he didn't have a ribbon, he didn't write a song about it.
there were
At
no
least Kesha wrote a
congressional
song.
hearings.
Yeah.
He didn't get a bunch of celebrities to sing like a We Are the World style song about ghost rape.
Yeah. I feel like he was even kind of bragging about it. Like out of all the people the ghost could have had sex with on the Ghostbusters 2 set.
He chose me, and
Chose
I was only
Bobby
the
Brown.
doorman at the mayor's hotel.
Yeah. All right. Well, all fun stuff. Now, Tyson, are you able to get any reviews while you're on the road in a car?
You know I am, dude.
Okay. All right. So you can leave us a review, newsaf.news.
Keep stalling.
Okay. Also, I want to thank News AF intern Lita, who does such a fantastic job. You could also hear News AF intern Lita on the Jordan Parhar Lovecast on the reality TV Wrap Ups special. So always good to hear from Lita, one of our co-hosts on the American Ninja Warrior Wrap Up show. Danny, you ever watch the American Ninja Warrior?
I've only seen one episode, and that was the one where the girl completed the course.
Okay. Is there only
So-
one time a girl completed the course?
Well, she was the first,
Okay.
and it was pretty recent.
Yeah,
Did
she
you
was
like
like the viral sensation for a little while
Yeah, that's why I watched it.
because of the virality of it all.
Yeah, I only watch things if they're viral.
Yeah.
You become infected.
Okay.
All right. What do you got,
Okay,
Tyson?
guys, we got these reviews coming up. Oh, I hope we have some new ones because after opening this and taking the time to search News AF and then not having one,
And also, you can send us
How
your
heartbreaking
stories
would
every
that
week. We
be?
get them on our Facebook group, which is Group AF. You can search for us on Facebook, or you can go ahead and email us your tips at newsaf.news. And just make sure you're sending us actual factual stories. Not to imply that.
Okay, here we
you guys
go. We
send
got
us
a
the
bunch
actual
of 'em,
factual.
dude.
Okay. All right. What do you got?
we got man, there's so many. They're so good.
Yes.
They're,
Yeah.
they're like
Share them with us.
Valentine's Day gifts to us.
Don't tease us.
Yeah, man, it's okay. We'll do two of them. I teach Now I'm Cool, 5 stars by Big Boy 77. I teach middle school students, and I used to be the nerdy old guy that none of them respected. The show taught me how to go on a voice diet so that I don't sound like an old fat guy anymore.
Oh, good.
When the kids say, "Cash me outside, how about dat?" I know exactly what they are saying, and they think that is pretty cool. I've got
Is this Dr.
Google
Phil?
Fi like Tyson. No, yeah, it's Dr. Phil. I've got Google Fi like Tyson. I watch Survivor like Rob, and I even once drank Mountain Dew like that one guy. This podcast will make you cool with all the kids.
Wow.
Wow. What a
Yeah.
great review.
Here's another one. An intimate podcast for sophisticated listeners, 5 stars by Destiny's Mild. News AF is a weekly podcast where host Danny Bryson lets his guard down and shares a glimpse into his bolt hole. Danny is joined by Survivor and or podcasting legends Rob Sesternino and Tyson Apostle for the pre-show, which focuses on journalistic integrity by ensuring that the discerning audience is not led astray by the fake news stories that are prevalent in today's society.
That's great.
I never thought of it that way. Me and Rob are just the pre-show to Danny's bolt hole.
You know, guys, that there
Warm up back.
some schools are starting to teach courses on how to detect fake news. That was in the news
Yeah, I
this
saw
past
that.
week.
Was
So,
that fake news?
well, let's
No,
hope
that's real
not.
news.
That would be super meta. But I think that this is probably us having an effect on society.
Yeah,
That's
like look at
the
that Burger
thing.
King story. We saw right through the whole thing. We talked it through. We said, something stinks here.
Yeah, and yet we
Yeah.
jumped all over the ghost sex story because that's probably true.
I
Well,
mean, if
Bobby
there were-
Brown.
yeah.
That's all I have to say. I was going to say more, but I'll stop at that. Bobby Brown.
Yeah. All right. Well, great stuff all around. What a fun Valentine's Day. What a fun way to kick off a Valentine's Day, even. So, Danny, you have any big Valentine's Day plans after this?
It's all downhill from the podcast.
Yeah.
This is the most romantic thing you did all day long.
This is the most. Yeah, I've talked more about romance on this podcast than I will the rest of the day.
All right.
Yeah.
Tyson, what do you got?
Man, that's a good question. I mean,
Mhm.
Your day's gonna
it
end
really
badly.
depends on it really depends on what I eat today and how gassy I get.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
That is a good point, actually.
So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
How about you, Rob?
I am going to be taking my son to the movies. That's basically it. Nicole was supposed to
Careful,
work.
Rob.
Nicole was supposed to work tonight, so we didn't have any plans. But I think she's going to be continue to be sick, and so I don't think we have anything going on. I'm hoping that the flowers I have coming for her today will put her in a better mood. But that usually me getting her flowers ends up with her just getting mad at me for some other thing I didn't do right with the flowers. So we'll see if this experiment works.
Yeah, you got the wrong flowers for the wrong day, or
I've gotten the
something
wrong
like that.
flowers. Why did you get these? Why did you go to the store? I wanted delivery flowers. It's a whole big thing, which just like demotivates me to do other nice things.
So,
And on that note,
Man,
have a
yeah.
good Valentine's Day.
Look, there's I respond better to the carrot than the stick.
yeah.
Broken
Well, broken man.
man. Okay. All right. Hope everybody has a romantic Valentine's Day here today.
Yeah, and I hope that if you want to, and you bump into an incubus or a succubus, then
It sounds like if you bump into Rob, give him a hug.
yeah.
Poor Rob. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks so much to Scott St. Pierre for editing the News AF podcast. And we'll be back next week to talk about the latest happenings in the world of internet news. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Shaka.